ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله تعالى وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر أمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ثم أما بعد أمة الإسلام لقد كانت دعوة إلى المكارم الأخلاق من أهم المقاصد التي بعث إليه النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام ففي مسند الإمام أحمد بسند صحيح قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما بعثت لأتمم صالح الأخلاق وحسن الخلق والإيمان متلازمان. نعم، حسن الخلق والإيمان متلازمان. فعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أكمل المؤمنين إيمانا أحسنهم خلقا رواه أبو داود في سننه بسند صحيح. فالإيمان عباد الله يعظم ويكمل بحسن الأخلاق وكمالها، ولكن هذه الأيام في أزمنة هذه خاصة فنرى بضياع هذه الخصلة، وأهمها الحياء يا عباد الله أصل لكل شيء. الذي يترك هذه الخصلة من خصاله فكأنه يترك كل شيء، كأنه ينصرف من حياته، كأنه ينصرف من تأدبه. فينبغي على كلنا جالسين هنا أن يزرع هذه الخصلة على قلوبه كي يتقدم بالحياء أو يتقدم في زواجه، لأننا نرى في هذه الأزمنة خاصة الذي يشتم زوجته ولا يراه حدا. My respected brothers, at the time when Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam was sent, before the prophethood, you would realize that morality was being lost. He used to go to Jabal al-Harra and he used to contemplate a lot. And you'll realize, my brothers, in Jabal al-Harra is a very high mountain. For those who've been to Umrah or Khutbatul Mukarramah, you would realize it's a very high mountain. He used to climb on top regularly and spend hours on end thinking and pondering about the human being in his time. And he used to think about people's morality that is being lost. My brothers, can you ever imagine your missus or your wife or your sister giving birth to a daughter, and then you're feeling so embarrassed that you hold her, you dig a grave, and then you bury her? This is the kind of level of morality they have went to, the most lowest of degree, to such an extent. There were two superpowers of the world. There were the Romans and the Persians. They used to call them the desert rats because they never had morality. They were called the desert rats because they never had no morality. But when Islam came, my brothers, it elevated their morality, because the standard of living, because of the standards of morality and the moral grounding and the moral compass that they had, Allah Azza wa Jal elevated them. وَكُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ, the best of you to raise because of the morality. My brothers, I'm going to be talking about the moral side. That is something called al-haya. That is something called modest, or modesty in one's life. Because unfortunately, the society that we live in, what happens is they shun, they disregard, saying that, you know what, modesty is not important. Modesty belittles you. Modesty is something that is not a good trait to have. Brothers, when you realize that the haram comes in waves, when you realize that muharramat and haram activities are promoted, when someone acts modest in his outwear, in his behavior, for such a person is not good enough. Unfortunately, he will be shunned in community. Unfortunately, when someone talks when he needs to talk, when someone goes out with a good and decent dressing, even in the peak of its summer, you'll realize he's not good enough. He's shunned in community, because this quality is very much beloved by Allah Azza wa Jal. This quality of haya is very much beloved to Allah Azza wa Jal. And this is the sifatul Nabi. This is the quality of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wassalam. My brothers, what did he say? Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was sent for what? إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمْ صَالِحَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. I was sent, Rasulullah alayhi salatu wassalam, Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib, he was sent for what? To perfect one's manners. My brothers, the whole alam al-kullu, the whole unit, the whole earth, that this planet that we live in, it witnesses Rasulullah alayhi salatu wassalam. It witnesses his amazing character. It witnesses the kind of life he led. My brothers, if it was not because the softness of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wassalam, the Sahabas wouldn't have been with him. He left behind thousands of men. He left behind his graduates who took Islam to far right and far left. If it wasn't because of his softness, if it wasn't because of his haya, then this Islam wouldn't have survived. This Islam wouldn't have survived. My brothers, he was sent to perfect manners, to perfect one's manners. Brothers, you'll realize in many ghazawat, in many of the battlefield that Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, he fought, he was angry. He was angry, but he resisted. And the verses were revealed to calm himself down. وَلَا كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. If you were to be ghilza, if you were to be angry with those companions, because they're trying to follow you, they're trying to emulate you, if you were to be upset with them, then they will leave you, then they will not going to have a better understanding of you. You have to be soft. His whole character was soft. In fact, my brothers, when he was young, people even then called him the Sadiqul Amin, the most trustworthy and the most honorable. He was a very charming young man. Even back when he was way before his prophethood, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was soft. He was a very good man, very charming man. Even though he came from the most honorable of the tribe, Al-Hashimi, Al-Qurashi, but yet he was the most soft. When he used to walk past, they used to find him so charming. To such an extent, even way before he became a prophet, people used to give their belongings to him because they know we can trust him. Even the thieves would give him the belongings because they know he will be able to keep the belongings. Brothers, this is the kind of traits that he had. My brothers, in such a time when you have muharramat, haram activities coming in a very big load as waves, things such as sifa, the quality of haya becomes lost. It becomes lost. My brothers, Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam mentioned in one of the hadith, لِكُلِّ دِينٍ خُلُقًا. For every religion they promote character. Yes, in every major religion they promote character. They promote good quality of character to abide by their own religion. However, وَخُلُقُ الْإِسْلَامِ, but the qualities and the character of al-Islam is al-haya. وَخُلُقُ الْإِسْلَامُ al-haya. But the quality, the main essence of al-Islam is al-haya, is modesty. My brothers, Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, he mentions, فقال Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, al-haya'u aslun likulli khayr. That al-haya is the base of every good deed. Al-haya'u aslun likulli khayr. Wa huwa afdal wa ajall al-akhlaq. And that is the most best and the most honorable of the quality. That is al-haya. Wa a'zamuha qadaran. And the most weight when it comes to your mizan. When you're going to be weighed, all your deeds going to be weighed in the mizan, in the scale. The most honorable, the most heaviest going to be the quality, his character, his good manners. You know, his good manners. Brothers, we need to question ourselves. What manners have we brought to this world? My brothers, we know for sure when we were young, we learn manners from our parents. We learn manners and morals by our parents. When we're young, we learn that from our parents. However, as a young man is growing up, he learns it by seeing other people. He learns, he emulates how people are giving salam. He emulates by his elders. He emulates by his sheikh, by his ustad, how he's talking to another person. He emulates by his elders, by his sisters, by his brothers, how they're talking to one another. And then you learn it by textbook. You learn it by your textbook. My brothers, haya and character is everything. If someone loses those type of qualities that he already has, this is something to question. This is something to question. When you pass away, my brothers, what do people remind you of? How do you remind them of? By the little things that they left behind. You know, he used to smile at me. He used to smile at me beautifully. You know, he was there when everyone wasn't there for me. He listened to me. He heard my sorrow when everyone rejected me. That's how you know a human being. This is how you have to be. My brothers, we have to embed empathy within our lives. My brothers, if you're going to be judgmental towards another fellow human, if you're going to have a judgmental mentality, no one going to like you. This is immodest. This is immodest in your aql. This is immodest in your brain. No one going to like you. Today, everyone is willing to judge one another. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's ikhwani. Oh, he's salafi. Oh, he's Awmi League. Oh, he's this and that. But look at him as a person. Look at him as a person. My brothers, modesty is not only in your clothing, my brothers. Modesty comes in the way you talk. Modesty comes in the way you behave with your younger ones. Modesty comes the way you behave with your wives. My brothers, many a time I get questions, brothers telling me, Ya akhi, my wife raises her voice against me. Ya akhi, my wife does this to me. My wife does that to me. I say to him, Ya akhi, how are you with your wife? Then you find out when his wife gives him a call, the way he's speaking to him. No salam, nothing. Yeah, what? Yeah, what? What do you want? That's how they behave with their wife. And then what happens at home, billahi alayk? You don't want to even go there. He rejects her. He starts stonewalling with her. He doesn't talk to her. And then then after many weeks go by, his beautiful marriage becomes, almost, he can't even stand her anymore. She can't even stand him anymore because the haya was lost, because he never treated her properly. And I tell the brother, Ya akhi al-habib, my brother, you're the leader of the family. You lead. You lead. If you're not humble with your own household members, if you're not humble with your own mom, how is she supposed to respect you? I do counseling with many brothers around the world. One of the brother came to me, one of my brothers from Qatar. He said, Ya akhi, I'm finding it really difficult. My mom says this to me. My dad says this to me. It's stressing me out. I got this problem. It's causing me depression. I tell him, Ya akhi, best thing you can do is be quiet. Best thing you can do is be quiet and make dua for her. Best thing you can do is don't raise your voice against your mom, because if there's anything you're not entitled to do so. Don't raise the voice against your mom. Don't raise your voice against your wife, because she is not a public property for you to do this. She came under your refuge. You treat her nicely. This is modest. This is modest in one's aql, my brothers. When you start raising your voice against your own wife, after many weeks and many months go by, she falls into a mild depression. She falls into mild anxiety. And then many years go by, she falls into something called panic attack because her rights are being violated. My brother, this is what I deal with on a regular basis. Many brothers, they raise their voice. They are very ghilza at home. They're like, they act like lion. When they go outside, they're like little mice. They have nothing to give to society. Outside, they are nothing. At home, they show that they are the man. Brother, this is immodesty. This is immodesty, billahi alayk. How can that be modesty? Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam and the tarikh of the Sahabas, you'll find one thing in common. كانوا رجالا لين. They were easygoing men. They were easygoing men. If Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam used to do his own mending at his own home, he used to sew his own clothes, he used to do his own little thing what men does at home. He takes in manage. He's very good at self-managing it at his own home. What about me and you? Can't we do our own things at home rather than leaving everything to our spouse? Brothers, we have to go back to our moral compass and find out what's really going on within ourselves. I can't stand here and criticize you all because I'm not entitled to do so. But we can all find out what's been happening at our own home. Why sometimes the days go foggy? Why sometimes things are not going well, even though you have so much money in your bank accounts, it's not going well. My brothers, we have to start questioning our moral compass. He said, Al-haya'u aslun likulli khayr. And then he said, Wa aktharuha naf'an. And the most beneficial is modesty. My brother, he said, وَلَوْلَا هَذَا الْخُلُقْ لَمْ يُوفَى بِالْوَعْدِ وَلَمْ تُؤَدِّ الْأَمَانَةِ وَلَمْ تُقْضَى لِأَحَدٍ حَاجَتِهِ وَلَا تَحَرَّ الرَّجُلُ الْجَمِيلُ فَآثَارِهِ. If this wasn't legislated, a person will never going to pay his debt. A person will never going to take care of his young ones. A person will never going to bring the beautiful side of himself if haya wasn't there. My brothers, haya is everything. When haya is lost, you stand up on nothing. My brothers, haya and iman goes together. Mutalaziman. The minute you say, I believe in Allah Azza wa Jal, the minute you start doing your salawatul khams, you do your 5 salah, al-haya comes along. How you talk to a fellow human being, how you talk to your neighbors, how you talk to Muslims and non-Muslim alike is going to show the kind of person that you are. Brothers, haya, without haya, the opposite is immodest. Brothers, we don't even go there, what really happens. أقول قولي هذا نستغفر الله لي ولكم وسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب إنه هو البر الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam mentioned of the hadith, he said, إن موسى كان رجلا حيينا ستيرا لا يرى من جلده شيء استحياء منه رواه البخاري. He said that Musa alayhi salam was the most, he had so much haya within him, he had so much modesty within him that he won't gonna even show his skin to no one. Musa, if there's anyone who had haya, it's Musa alayhi salam. And as you know, my brothers, as you flip through the pages of Quran al-Karim, Allah Azza wa Jalla, He uses Musa alayhi salam many times, right? Many surahs, as you flip through the pages, Musa alayhi salam, with any excuse, Allah Azza wa Jalla uses Musa alayhi salam. And Musa alayhi salam, my brothers, had so much haya. However, he never shown his other side, that is being confident. When you're humble and modest, my brothers, it doesn't mean that you're not confident with your deen. It doesn't mean that you show that you're less confident within yourself. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you carry yourself in a certain way in front of everyone. And that same way, my brothers, you carry yourself at home. Unfortunately, many people, what they tend to do is that they have two lives that they live with. One is an immodest life and one is a modest life. And how that happened, my brothers, is the marad al-qalb, is the illness of one's heart. When you start embedding yourself, when you start exposing yourself, and when you start seeing and investing yourself in haram activities, your heart becomes darkened. And then you start living a double lives. This is what happens. It's a marad al-qalbi, it's a disease of your own heart. When someone lives a life which is immodest, which is bad, he feels bad about himself, he doesn't care, he doesn't want to fix himself up, then this is his own wronging. This is his own wronging, my brothers, that he needs to cleanse himself with Quran al-Karim. He needs to cleanse himself through reading the hayat of the Sahaba, how they used to live their own life. My brothers, one of the things that you realize that happens today in our society is that many people have invested themselves in things such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, and all these social media. One of the ways that ruins one's modest behavior is investing yourself in watching and uploading and seeing those people doing this. Because my brothers, with all due respect, with all the goodness that came with social media, a lot of evil has also penetrated our own homes. Who can agree with me in this? A lot of evilness came within the Muslim community. There's 4 billion users of social media that we live in. There's more than 4 billion users, my brothers. It's a big number. But you tell me, my brothers, is most of them upon guidance? Is most of them promoting goodness in social media? My brothers, social media has allowed openly free mixing of men and women without any haya. It has allowed free mixing of the same gender without any haya. The young lady who was raised up on good family home, you'll find her talking to another male member. The very man who was raised up to be having so much haya within him, he's talking to another female member. That ladies from another part of the world, and they become so, they become very talkative. It's like they're having a girlfriend and a boyfriend relationship in that conversation. My brothers, who can agree with me in this? My brothers, a lot of wrong information is going around about Islam through social media. A lot of wrong information is being pumped in through social media. The people, other sects such as the Shias, are adding and fueling their aqidah in through social media. Many of them, they're teaching the wrong aqidah, which is ruining the Muslim family through social media. Yes, I'm going to be very open about it. Many of them are teaching the wrong information and giving out wrong hadith through social media. That's one thing I found. Many of them, they relate authentic hadith with the wrong interpretation of the same hadith. My brothers, they're narrating hadith which is maybe authentic, but the meaning is all batil. This is happening in social media. This is iftira ala Allah al-kadhib. This is lying against our dear Prophet, peace be upon him. He will mention the beautiful quality of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, but the meaning is all wrong. And then people are, yes, this is how it is. My brother, through social media, people are misunderstanding the usul al-fiqh. People are misunderstanding the main deen that Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam came with. My brothers, through social media, immodest outwear is promoted. Singing and dancing is promoted. My brothers, through social media, sinning is seen to be something beautiful. Billahi alayk, since when did that happen? This goes against the maqasid sharia. This goes against the whole understanding of the sharia. Through social media, they are showing female in such a way that na'udhu billahi min dhalik, pornography is being promoted. Yes, pornography is being promoted just through social media. Brothers, 4 billion users. Billahi alayk, what have they given us? Everyone has a phone in their own pocket. Everyone has a computer in their own pocket, which is like a knife. It is either stabbing you or you can use it in the right way, the way you use your own knife at your own home. My brothers, the brothers that I deal with internationally, many of them are from the Middle East. Some of them are from America. Some of them from Europe. They're busying themselves with watching bad content, watching pornography via the very phone that me and you have. My brothers, how is that happening? How can a person get addicted to such a bad act? It is nothing through social media. It is nothing through not using the internet in the right way. Yes, my brothers, it has come with a lot of benefit. With it came a lot of flaws. My brothers, through social media, mockery of religion is promoted and has no limits. Mockery of people of knowledge is being promoted. The awliya of Allah Azza wa Jal, they are mocking them. Yes, that's what they're doing. My brothers, through social media, a lot of baggage, a lot of garbage has come. However, it has also come with goodness, with all due respect. Beneficial knowledge are also being shown by the correct people of knowledge. Beneficial knowledge is also being promoted with the correct knowledge and with the correct people of knowledge. My brothers, businesses are growing without a doubt. Through social media, many people are earning a good and halal living. With social media, a layman is able to learn about his deen. Through social media, many people have been guided. However, it is up to me and you. It is up to me and you. It is up to me and you how we use this such an invention that has made the world into so small. That has made the world into so small. The very gadget that me and you that we have, my brothers, we can even commit sin with our eyes. Our eyes are the window to our own hearts. The eyes are window to our own hearts. Me and you, we spend a lot of time in our phone. My brothers, one of the things that I tell the brothers when I wean them off from pornography addiction, I tell them how many hours of the day do you use the devices. I tell them how many hours. One of my clients, in fact, this morning, he told me, ya Ustadh, I actually use 5 hours of the day. I said, Billahi alayk, is that really good for you? Is that phone really good for you? And then what? When are you acting out? It's at night time, I'm acting out. So this was the beginning then. So this phone that you have isn't good for you. I said, what are you watching? He said, well, I look at podcasts, I look at all the other good stuff. But however, as you're tapping and browsing through your internet, you're going to the wrong sites, are you? He says, yes, unfortunately, I'm going to the wrong sites. And I'm very much hooked onto it. So what I tell them is, listen, do phone fasting. Phone fasting meaning you count the amount of hours that you're using your telephone. My brothers, a lot can be said. Sallu ala bashirin nadhir. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma inna nas'aluka bi anna laka alhamd. La ilaha illa ant. أنت المنان بديع السماوات والأرض ذا الجلال والإكرام اللهم باعد بيننا وبين الخطايانا كما باعدت بين المشرق والمغرب اللهم نقنا من خطايانا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس اللهم اغسلنا من خطايانا بالثلج والماء والبرد. Brothers, before I conclude, inshallah, those who got young siblings, those who have young children, brothers, keep a block out in their own phone. My brother, this addiction starts in the age of 11, 12, and it can go up to for good 20, 30 years of watching this content. Brothers, go home and put blockers if you have teenagers in your own home. If any of us here, may Allah save us, I have some sort of tendency of going to those websites, then put blockers in your own phone. Okay, this is how you can save yourself, my brothers. That's the evil world that is out there with so much goodness that it came, but evil is coming in waves, so we have to be more careful. يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا إلى طاعتك يا أرحم الراحمين. يا أرحم الراحمين يا مجيب الدعوات. يا أرحم الراحمين بلغنا رمضان. يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث. أصلح لنا شأننا كله ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا إلى طاعتك يا أرحم الراحمين. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقم الصلاة.